What is up, everyone? This is time to wrestle with Suplexis. I'm Suplexis, and now, after all the shocking events of night one, we had a women's championship title change, we had a world heavyweight championship title change, we had a shocking turn of events in Rey Mysterio's match. We had a shocking title retention. We had revenge and so much more. But now it's time for night two, part two of Future Slam 3. And without further ado, let's get started. So, the first match is a six-person match, and I know it says Money in the Bank, you might be confused, but we gotta look back at the story. This all began the night after the Elimination Chamber, and the night after the Royal Rumble for that matter, because this match basically a bunch of wrestlers like the people you see above, like Sami Zayn, like Bobby Lashley, they felt they wanted to be on WrestleMania and they didn't get what they deserved because all six of these wrestlers have been busting their butts to get a spot on WrestleMania. So the two general managers agreed to a Battle Royal number one contendership match. So in that so for that match, it was a six-person match they announced, and there'd be qualifying matches. So on Monday Night Raw, you have Sami Zayn, Ricochet, and Shinsuke Nakamura qualifying. On SmackDown, you have the prize fighter Kevin Owens, the almighty Bobby Lashley, and the Tribal Heir Solo Sikoa qualifying. And basically, it, it's just going to be a battle royal. However, after the events of the previous night with the cash-in shenanigans, the change in the briefcase, there's no Money in the Bank holder. So the two GMs walk out to the ring. Well, they don't. They walk out before the show even goes on the air. They do the intro for night two, and they're ready in the ring. And they say, "We have an announcement to make. As a result of the cash in, please lower what we're gonna show you from the top of the stage." And as you might have guessed by now, if you see Money in the Bank, it is a Money in the Bank briefcase. However, it is a classic WrestleMania style Money in the Bank briefcase because back then they used to just have a black briefcase with the WrestleMania logo on it. Like WrestleMania 24 would have the WrestleMania 24 logo, for example. This one is a black briefcase, maybe even a teal briefcase to match the theme of the WrestleMania as it's very teal. So you have a teal briefcase with the WrestleMania logo on it, and then the two general managers announce that instead of being a over the top rope battle royal, this is now gonna be a Money in the Bank ladder match. And everyone goes wild. We kick off the night with the Money in the Bank ladder match, and they just go at it. Ricochet jumping off of ladders, Sami Zayn. Uh, what was he did? Oh, when the move he did to Kevin Owens. So the sunset the sunset flip power bomb. When just search it up, a sunset flip power bomb. It is a very cool looking move, and he does it off the ladder just like he did at WrestleMania 32. And then we have Nakamura using the ladder to cause as much pain as he can to everyone in that match, basically doing really messed up crap. And then we have Kevin Owens The prize fighter powerbombing guys through ladders left and right, even does a frog splash off the ladder. We have Bobby Lashley just chucking fools into the ladder. And then we have Solo Sokoa, who is more calculating. He's like just trying to get that briefcase. His eyes are on that briefcase. And the story for Solo Sokoa now is Cody's gonna fight Roman Reigns tonight, and if if Cody Rhodes wins the title, this would be an excellent opportunity for him to prove himself to Roman Reigns, because he's been losing a bit. This would be excellent because he could get that. He could give the briefcase to Roman Reigns, a la Christian Cage at World's End, and Roman could just get the title back. So that's his story. But anyways, the end of the match sees Solo Sikoa battling Sami Zayn on the top of the ladder. Sami's gonna get the briefcase. He's finally gonna do it. He's finally gonna get a one up on him. But that Solo Sikoa, he low blows him. Like the first truly heel thing Solo's done in a wrestling match of his. He does a low blow. Because the thing is, the way a heel is supposed to be booked, a heel is supposed to be a cowardly person. That's how heels wrestle. Roman Reigns, he's cowardly the way he wrestles. He always uses the help, but Solo, he's just been running through people. That's not a heel or face thing, that's a monster thing. So now he's showing signs of being a full out heel, you know. So he low blows him, Samoan spike, he falls off the ladder, everyone's booing, he's gonna get the briefcase. Out of nowhere, Kevin Owens pops up. He pulls him off the ladder and does a pop-up powerbomb in midair. He goes to the top and he unhooks the briefcase. Kevin Owens has won the Money in the Bank contract, and immediately the announcers discuss how much danger Roman Reigns is going to be later in the night. Because first he has to fight Cody Rhodes, and there are rules to that match that I'll tell you about later. And second of all, Roman Reigns has Kevin Owens on him, the guy who he's screwed out of the title since the end of 2020. Kevin Owens has been trying to end that title reign. Like, that's 2 months after it began. So, Roman Reigns has a lot on his plate tonight, and Kevin Owens, he vows that if it's the last thing he does, he's gonna take down the tribal chief tonight. So, anyways, the next match is John Cena versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 40. Let's see how we got here. So, at the Royal Rumble, AJ Styles gets pinned by Roman Reigns, and he does not win that championship. However, later in the night, if you watch the booking, you might remember John Cena got eliminated by Solo Sikoa, and he was one of like the last 8 or 10 people in the match, but he got eliminated by Solo. So following this, AJ Styles, he gets in a feud with someone that we'll talk about later at Elimination Chamber. And anyways, he wins that match, and he feels that he deserves a spot on WrestleMania. And basically, he doesn't have a spot. And then it's announced for the next week's SmackDown, John Cena will make his return. John Cena will make a challenge for WrestleMania 40. And he just goes out there and he says, somebody come out. It doesn't matter who it is. Come out. AJ Styles comes out. The crowd goes nuts. And then he says, I'll see you at WrestleMania. And that's the first week of build. So, anyways, it's hyped up as a dream match. However, Cena, he cut some more promos. And it's a different John Cena. He mentions how people have been talking about him being on his final run in the company. And he says they're correct. And Cena announces that starting at WrestleMania, he will begin his final run in the company. And basically, if he can't, so his mission statement, he's gonna have a match at WrestleMania with AJ Styles, and he's gonna have one more year left. And if he can't win the title by WrestleMania 41, he's gonna retire. That is the story we're doing here. So this is his return match. And AJ Styles, he just wants to be featured. And John Cena talks to him. He brings up something that some people may have forgotten. He brings up the fact that at WrestleMania 38, there, it was a similar scenario where Edge didn't have anyone to fight. And then AJ Styles accepted his challenge. And Cena also brings up, like, man, you, like, you accepted his challenge, right? But it didn't go too well for you. Where did that take you, AJ? Look, you're in the same scenario you were then. And man, I'm gonna be honest, I was hoping someone else would come out. Because I'm gonna do the same thing I've always done. I'm gonna beat you at WrestleMania, and then what's next for you? What's next for you? How many times could you keep coming back? How many times could you keep coming back and have these high profile matches and get pinned with both shoulders on the mat at the end? This has been going on for well over 5 years. Because here's the truth. Here's the truth, AJ. Ever since you lost that title to Daniel Bryan back in 2019, you haven't been a pit bull. You've been a puss. Oh. So basically, they keep going at it on promos. And at WrestleMania, they put on an awesome match. It might not be good as the Royal Rumble or SummerSlam one because Cena's got ring rust, but a guy like AJ Styles should bring a good match out of him. But in the end, John Cena wins, finally getting a win, a singles win, because according to him, it's all about the math, which you're just counting numbers, but okay. So, anyways, John Cena wins. And he is happy, but AJ Styles isn't too happy. And it's at this point AJ Styles has to start looking at himself and find what's wrong with him, because something ain't clicking. Something ain't clicking, because on these big matches he crumbles. So, the next match on that somber note is brother versus brother. Jimmy Uso battles Jey Uso. This all began 2023 SummerSlam when Jimmy Uso turned on Jey Uso. And once again in the Royal Rumble, he eliminates him. And it's at this point Jey starts to get annoyed and he calls out Jimmy. He's like, okay, man, okay, you know what? I let this slide once. I let this slide once. Because at SummerSlam, you said you didn't want me to be Tribal Chief. It, it, you might have been a complete piece of crap by costing me that title, but I see what you mean, man. Because you were there beside me for most of the time when Roman Reigns was destroying me, when he was destroying us. But man, you cost me the tag team titles, you cost me the Royal Rumble. You cost me all these things, Zeus. You just a big ass Zeus. I know what the truth is, man. You want to take me out because you know and I know you don't have the balls to challenge Roman Reigns. You don't have the balls to speak up. You hit one super kick. You hit one super kick. But what did you do? You fell back in line. Cause Oos, you ain't a game changer. You ain't my Uso anymore. You take my catchphrase, yeet. No yeet. Steal my shirt lines. This is what's gonna happen, Oos. I'm gonna kick your ass. And then they get in a bunch of brawls until WrestleMania. But then Rikishi comes out and he says, like, he's basically telling them that this isn't right. This shouldn't be the way it is. So, so Rikishi, he looks at both of them. He's like, I need both of you to agree to this. You got that? And then they're both looking at him. He's like, WrestleMania 40. We're gonna do this. Brother versus brother. Blood versus blood. You guys, you go out there. You have your match. You beat the hell out of each other. I don't care. After the match, we unite. Because whoever the better man is, you talk about acknowledging the tribal chief. You gotta acknowledge each other. Got that? Gotta acknowledge each other. Because if you can't do that, what do we have? That's the way it is. And then he leaves. So they have their match at WrestleMania 40. They have a clinic in there. But in the end, Jey Uso wins the match. Jey wins, but Jimmy, he doesn't know if he wants to shake his hand. He doesn't know. But finally, he does. After a war, they go through a war in this match. Super kicks, announce tables, all that. But after that, they finally shake hands. They finally hug. They're united. But backstage, the tribal chief isn't happy about this. Just like that. Just like that. Within 2 out of the 3 matches so far, he has the heavy disadvantage of keeping the title tonight. There's like, it's less possible. And now one of his people, one of the bloodline members, have left him. So that brings us to the next match. And it is gonna be told to you very soon. But we gotta start off with the build at the Royal Rumble. If you may remember, LA Knight eliminated Logan Paul from that match. LA Knight eliminated Logan Paul, and then Logan Paul he might take No Way Out or Elimination Chamber off. But anyways, he eliminates him, and then AJ Styles, the feud with him still continues. At No Way Out, AJ Styles and LA Knight fight, but Logan Paul costs him the title. Uh, or Logan Paul costs him the match, sorry. He costs him the match against AJ Styles. And now the build begins for their match. So, basically, I don't think that this build is going to be anything super personal, and it doesn't need to be. You have 2 people. Maybe Logan Paul's like, you had to wrestle on the indie scenes, man. It took you 20 years to get here, and what took me like 3 months. I don't know. He does a similar thing to Kevin Owens. Then LA Knight's like, nada, nada. Logan Paul, nada. I'm gonna shove that bottle of Prime straight up your ass. Nada, 'cause I am LA Knight. Yeah. And then, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on Instagram. I go on Instagram and I'm gonna post a picture of that Prime bottle straight up your ass. Yeah. And you ain't gonna be a maverick because I'm gonna clip your wings. Yeah. I'm gonna rip those glasses off and I'm gonna flash your ass so hard that you ain't ever gonna see the sun again. Yeah. Then you know what I'm gonna do to that bottle of Prime? I'll put some Gatorade, I'll put some Powerade, and I'm gonna smash it over your damn head till you're bleeding Prime and bleeding red. Yeah. So, stuff like that, you know. And then Logan Paul, he could be like, you're just a knockoff version of The Rock. You know, the thing with the Logan Paul, he's dude is like a stereotypical 12-year-old punk, you know. So LA Knight could just like dig into him, and then Logan Paul will do his like, oh, your glasses make you look like an uncle. I don't know, stupid stuff. So, anyways, in the match, uh, this match will probably be a lot of like crowd posing. I I don't know how good. Like, I guess LA Knight had a good match with Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, so this could be good. But it's gonna be like a Rock Austin match where it's showboating and things like that. And in the end, LA Knight hits a BFT to end the reign of Logan Paul that I want Kevin Owens to end, but it's not gonna happen. So LA Knight ends that title reign. Yeah. So the next match, there's one more match before the main event, and the main event will be in part 3. So the last match of this part, let's get into it. So at the Royal Rumble, if you didn't watch that video, a bunch of events happened where Rhea annoyed Becky Lynch earlier in the night. I initially had them fighting, but that's not going to happen. So let's have a backstage interview where they get in a fight. So anyways, Bianca and Becky are fighting in the Rumble match, but all of a sudden Rhea Ripley appears. She's like beating both of them up. And then Bianca, she fires back on Rhea. She goes to take out Rhea, but accidentally eliminates Becky, and then Rhea runs away laughing. So that's what happens at the Royal Rumble. Now, at No Way Out. So Rhea Ripley, she's still feuding with the Becky and Bianca in the background, but for now, she is fighting Nia Jax to kick off the chamber. You'll find out what main event soon. But to kick off the chamber, she fights Nia Jax and hopefully destroys her. Cause oh my god, Nia Jax sucks. But world for the world championship, she retains in Australia. And then later, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Winner fights Rhea Ripley, and Ripley causes a DQ. So we got another triple threat at WrestleMania 40. Now, this to me would be amazing. I'll tell you why. Because we got, like, all of the one-on-one matches are awesome in here. And so we got the feud that already happened, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. They put on, I think, the best women's WrestleMania match I've ever seen at WrestleMania 38. And then we got Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. They've had face-offs, and they're like the top of their game. They're the top people on Raw, you know. It's the most anticipated WrestleMania, one of the most anticipated matches at WrestleMania. And then we got Rhea and Bianca. They are like mirrors of each other. In the 2021 Royal Rumble, they were the final two wrestlers, and Bianca got one over on Rhea Ripley on that night. And then later that year at WrestleMania, they both won their women's championships, Rhea beating Asuka and Bianca beating Sasha Banks. So, and then they went off their own trails, established themselves. Bianca beat Becky at 38, Rhea beat Charlotte at 39, and we've been waiting for them to clash, basically. So, in this match, though, they have an awesome match. This might be match of the night, but it might not be. It'll be like second best match, you'll find out. But yeah, Rhea Ripley, in the end, she does a riptide to Bianca through the table, runs in the ring, does a riptide to Becky Lynch, and retains the title clean as a whistle. Rhea Ripley dominates the division and continues through WrestleMania. And my favorite thing about this is you can spin this off. You have a solid 6 months of booking with Rhea, Becky, and Bianca in a feud. So, anyways, that is it for part 2. Stay tuned for part 3. It is going to be one match, but it's going to be a big one. Thank you for watching. This has been Suplexis. I hope you enjoy. Goodbye.